Dear girlies, welcome to the Let's Start podcast. I'm your hostess Rianne. We're back with another episode. Yay! How are we all doing? How are we feeling? What's been going on, girlies? We're back. Yeah, how are we all doing? How's your week's been? How have we been feeling? What have we been up to? Let me know in the comments below. What have I been up to? How am I feeling? How's my week been? Yeah, it's been good. I've been working, started going back to the gym, slowly but surely, little by little, building that routine back up again. And went to City Splash, bank holiday Monday. So good. Saw living legends, but top tier living legend Mr. Beres Hammond. So that was super fire. Like City Splash, me, my sister, my cousin and my niece, we go every single year, and have been now I think for the past 3 or 4 years. I think incredible. It's like a Caribbean day festival in Brixton, and yeah, this year was definitely one for the books. Really great artists. We had Beres Hammond headlining. 70 years of age, like best performance I've seen literally in my whole entire life. He can sing, like his sound, his voice literally sounds like it does on the records, like on the songs. No editing, no voice tune, literally the exact same. Oh my days, he's just incredible. Love him down bad. Yes, Beres Hammond, Egyptian. For those who don't know, his I think his most popular song is Hold Ya. I'm not even gonna bother singing that, although part of me really wants to. And Elephant Man was there as well. Queen Ifrica. Oh my days. You know, like when you grow up on songs and then you see the artist live. Oh my gosh, girlies, there is nothing like it, to be honest with you. Absolutely nothing like it. Absolutely incredible time. So yeah, it's the Afro-Caribbean festival. They got different tents held in one of the parks in Brixton. I think it's called Brockwell Park. And each tent plays that different kind of music, and there's smaller artists that also perform as well in each tent. Jaleel was there, Malika. Those who know her from back in the day, Funky House, Go with the Crazy Cousins. Oh my days. Who else was there? There's a good few other DJs as well. And just it's always a vibe whenever we go. So definitely eventful time around this year, but you know, it is what it is, but we still had a great time regardless. So yeah, just I think it took me a good day, a full 24 hours to recover from that, to be honest with you. It was a long day, and it was in the heat wave that we had in the UK as well. So oh my word, 34 degrees or 33 degrees. Yeah, standing out in the sun was much. Best believe. So yeah, that was incredible. And met up with some friends as well, which was really wholesome. Had a lovely picnic. I hadn't seen them in a while, all of us all together. So that was really nice. And then went to, there was a beach party thing as well in the evening, same day. And then so I was doing up Tour de England, Tour de Wales, to be honest with you. I was driving up and down that motorway. And what else have I done? Yeah, just been working as well. So, girlies, a girl has been busy, to be honest with you. It's a bit much, but I'm grateful regardless. Fills my cup. I love spending time with people, nurturing my relationships, and it's always wholesome. Spending time with people as well and doing things. I can never get bored, and I love my life. So despite any complaints that I may have at times. Love my life. So yeah, I'm feeling really grateful, feeling like my cup is full, ready for this coming week. Well, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be end of the week, but ready for the week to come. And yeah, so how am I feeling as well? I'm feeling a bit more energized, feeling really grateful, calm, at ease. I feel good vibrations, good vibes today, to be honest with you, girlies. So yeah, drop a comment below, let me know how you're feeling. And before we do get into this episode as well, if you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the follow button and the notification button as well. The follow button on Instagram, on the notes to her.pod. And yeah, so you never miss an episode. Okie dokie. So, in today's episode, we are talking about defense mechanisms. We all have them. And as always, I'm going to give a definition. I said A, but technically it's 3. So you're going to have to hang in there and bear with me. So, the definition of a defense mechanism is an unconscious psychological process that protects the mind from anxiety, distressing thoughts, and unpleasant feelings. It's the automatic response that helps maintain psychological stability. Now, the key words that stuck out for me was automatic response, help. It also kind of slashed maintain. And then the anxiety, distress, and unpleasant feelings. And I think for me, it was something where when I think of the word automatic response, it's something that you don't think of. It's just almost like a reflex, right? It's almost like when something's about to fall, you quickly try to catch it. When someone throws a ball, you quickly try to catch it. It's an automatic thing. You don't have to think about it. It's second nature to yourself. When I think of the word help, / maintain, it's, well, I guess they're 2 different words. When I think of the word help, it's something to assist, support, in aid of. And when you're maintaining something, that's something that you kind of want to keep at the same level, and keep it continuous, basically. And then, anxiety, distress, unpleasant feelings, I guess all negative feelings that come up as humans, because as humans we have both positive and negative feelings, and both positive and negative things can occur in life. So that's definition number 1, and those are the things that stuck out for me within that definition. Now, I've broken down the phrase defense mechanism into the 2 words defense and mechanism. And so the word defense, the definition for that is the act of protecting or guarding someone or something against attack, danger, or injury. It also refers to a method or system used for protection. Keywords for that is method / system and protection. When I'm thinking of protection, the visualization that comes to mind is almost like a soldier, or something in the military. Also, I guess like a fence. When I'm thinking of fence, I'm thinking something with barbed wires, metal fence. Danger, danger, do not touch. Caution, do not cross. Those are the keywords that stuck out for me. As well as also, attack or danger. And then mechanism is a system of moving parts that work together to perform a specific function or step-by-step process used to achieve a goal. And again, the keywords that stuck out for me here was a system, moving parts, and goal. Now, before I forget, let me land with this one. When we put defense mechanisms in place, again, because they are unconscious psychological processes, these are things that, again, are also automatic. We put them in without realizing, because there may have been things that have occurred in our life that we had been in danger of whether that is physically, psychologically, mentally, emotionally, due to a number of different factors. And when we put those things in place, they are to protect us. That is something that we are trying to do to protect ourselves from any further danger, from any further hurt, from any further risk, threat, things like that, basically. Now, it's funny that the word mechanism used the terms goal, because sometimes when we have our defense mechanism, yes, although it's something to protect us, which is the goal, overall goal, we can also then end up hurting someone, because sometimes when we defend, we go on the attack, whether that's projection or, we're very quick to respond to something as a way of, we feel hurt by something, so now the goal is to hurt someone else. And sorry, I'd also put the word attack, and then also to protect oneself. Goal. When I thought of the word moving parts, I'm thinking to myself, well, subconscious mind, continuously moving, something that we don't really have an awareness of what goes through there, what is retained, anything like that. So continuously moving, continuously processing, continuously absorbing. Also the mouth. The mouth loves to move. As you would know, because you're listening to this podcast, our mouths are very quick to move, a continuous moving part. For us to defend ourselves or certain, we have to move our mouth. And then also the mind, again, something else that is continuously moving. And then system is the whole body. Naturally, something is always moving. The body is a system. It is, I guess when I think of the word system as well, I think of the word machine. People use the term, your body is a machine. It's something that's continuously moving, continuously going, absorbing energy, things like that, basically. And so putting all of that together, that is what creates a defense mechanism. Is something that you've put there for yourself to protect and defend. And if anything that you feel like is a threat to yourself, you are going to attack naturally as a human being. I know that I also do the same thing, and I have been guilty of that. And as always, everyone has different defense mechanisms that have been created and established for a multitude of different reasons. A multitude of different factors have caused those things to be put into place subconsciously. Now, certain things, I think as well, it's not something that you're going to really be aware of until you kind of, I guess, in a way, when I think of the Matrix, let me land. I think of the Matrix. You know why? Because if you haven't watched that film, go watch it. But then also there's a scene basically where he does the red pill, blue pill thing, and he consumes whatever color pill it is, and he basically begins to kind of like, he wakes, there's a scene basically where he's transitioning into something else. He's basically woken up from his like reality and sees the world at a different lens, from a different perspective now, and a different lens. And he basically wakes up in this, I don't know, like a dome thing, I guess. And he's all connected to, I guess, different wires, or there's different things that's connecting him to that dome. And it's a whole, I don't know, whole different world basically, where each person is in their own little dome. You see it interconnected, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I can't even describe it properly, but I'll try to either put a link or put a picture up on the screen of what I'm trying to describe. But basically, until you become aware of what those defense mechanisms are, it will always be something that is stuck in the back of your brain. Not back of your brain. It's always going to be something that you're not aware of until it comes to the forefront, until you begin to realize, actually, okay, I may be triggered by this thing, or I feel like I'm in danger from this thing. So now my defense mechanism has come into place. That's what I'm trying to link with the whole Matrix thing. But I feel like I've lost my point, but we'll just run with it anyway. I also thought it was quite contradictory that, I don't know if contradictory is the right word to use here, but it's funny, maybe contradictory is also the right word to use, that the word help was used in the definition as well. And like I said earlier, when I think of the word help, it's to aid, to assist, to support. And so, again, when you're defending yourself, is something that is coming to your aid, to defend, to assist, and support you in that decision or in that situation and experience that you're feeling is a danger to yourself, or a danger to you, your character, your person, you, who you are, to your core, and you're going to feel threatened. I think a lot of the time we use them more than we realize as well. And although the intention behind it is to actually help us, I feel like it also can damage us more. It limits us. And I say this because it's something where, although at a time in our lives where we may have needed that, there comes a point where I feel like it no longer serves us and it's no longer required and it no longer assists us or no longer helps us either. You know, the definition had said that it's used as a way to protect the mind from anxiety, distressing thoughts, and unpleasant feelings. Unfortunately, we live in a world where there are going to be unpleasant feelings and things that occur to us and therefore create negative emotions like anxiety and distress, that we can't stop ourselves from feeling. Certain things are out of our control. And so if certain factors come into place, you are going to feel those things. And it's important it's not something where you can, I think basically where I'm trying to get at is, it's important to face those things rather than try and stick your head in the sand and deny and avoid yourself from feeling distress, anxiety, and unpleasant feelings if it's something that's obviously out of your control. In episode 11, I'd spoken about, we all have a choice in how we decide to respond, and how we respond to certain things is a choice. And so how we choose to respond to the anxiety or the distressing things that may occur, or, unpleasant feelings, is also a choice. And we have a choice as well as to whether to continue to use a defense mechanism that may no longer suit us and is no longer beneficial to us, or learn to manage that, identify what that mechanism is, learn the pattern. What is the trigger? Why is my response the way that it is as well? So let's look at types of defense mechanisms. Again, obviously it depends on context. It depends on the situation and experience and everything like that. But a few common ones that I thought of that I feel like I also may experience, and then I'd also researched some as well, was laughing and joking at things in a time of seriousness. So I know a few people, and I'd seen that, and I'd seen it within myself as well, where I'd use humor and jokes as a way to kind of like cover up certain emotions. For example, if I'm uncomfortable about something, or I'm being, vulnerable or being open something, my instant reaction is to try and put in a joke to try and soften the blow or soften the feeling of unpleasant feelings, rather than just sitting with that. I think as people, we don't like things that are uncomfortable. I know I'm like that. I know I have a lot of defense mechanisms as well. And we try to avoid, which is another defense mechanism, we try to avoid feeling those things and would rather stick our head in the sand and would rather make a joke out of something as a way to not face that feeling or face that situation. So joking and laughing in a time of seriousness. Deflecting as well, shutting down altogether. So, I know that's something I'm also guilty of as well, or sometimes I'll just, let me just box everything up and just put it to the side, and I will just not speak. Obviously depending on the situation, but I'll just leave it alone, and not say anything. And although it may bother the person or may bother me, sometimes I'd rather just not do it. See, I can feel myself shutting down now because it's just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to feel. I don't like this feeling of, exposing myself and being vulnerable in that way. But but it's required. And when you face it, can feel a bit scary, but the feeling then passes afterwards. Anyway, other defense mechanisms: people pleasing, anger, I guess, as a first emotion to something. If you may potentially feel like attacked by someone, by something that they may say, attack to your character, then anger could be something where that is the first emotion, when really, when you peel back the layers, it's actually, I'm feeling threatened or hurt by what that person has said. Denial is also another one as well, being quick to react, and like I'd mentioned earlier as well, avoidance. And so yes, although at a certain time in your life when these things then were put in place, again, automatic psychological responses, sometimes they can basically no longer serve us and also then limit us to being open and to growing as well. I think it's important to know as well that sometimes the brain doesn't know the difference between real life danger and, fake danger. It's just feeling like, oh, I'm in danger, period. It doesn't know any difference. And so the automatic responses that you're going to have is, well, I'm in danger, so now I feel like I need to defend myself. I need to protect myself. I'm at risk, and that's it. When really and truly, again, it depends on the situation. But for example, if someone that doesn't take back feedback very well, I don't know, something like that. I used to be the same. Didn't like anything negative being told about me because that means you hate me. What? Sorry. You don't like me anymore. You hate me so badly. Why are you talking bad about me to my face? Like, what? And I would get on the defense. When really, sometimes the feedback is required, whether it's unwarranted or not. I don't know, because I didn't ask you for that. But sometimes it's required, and sometimes it's needed to help you understand and learn yourself better, not to see how you're perceived by other people, but just to know your character and think, okay, I didn't realize it may come across that way to the next person. Because sometimes how we perceive ourselves and how we perceive what we're saying and doing can be different and be received in a different way to the next person. So yeah, with that point, the brain doesn't really know any different. They're just going to think, oh, threat, danger, need to protect, need to defend. I think it's also important to know as well that you can't always stick your head in the sand and avoid certain things. At some point, it begins to catch up from you. I'm envisioning, like, I don't know, like in them horror films where someone's trying to run away from someone that's trying to like murder or stab them or something like that. I don't know why it became so graphic. Apologies. But, it eventually catches up. I was thinking specifically Scary Movie. I don't know why. But it eventually catches up. The thing that you're trying to run away from and hide from and stick your head in the sand from will eventually catch up, and you have to face it, basically. And again, we all have a choice as to how we're going to respond about something. So how we choose to respond is either get defensive about it or be open to hearing or listening and receiving or whatever it is, again, depending on what the situation is, about it, and face the reality of it as well. I'd read somewhere when I was researching about, defense mechanisms, it says something about trying to avoid harsh realities. And again, the brain sometimes loves to, I feel like, not create lies, but the brain is a powerful thing, basically. And sometimes we don't like truth. Okay, we don't like truth. We don't like the reality of certain situations at times. It's very hard to accept the reality of certain situations sometimes. But continuously avoiding that and continuously lying to yourself does more harm than it does actual good. And so we can't continue to avoid things, whether it's emotion, whether it's a situation. You can no longer procrastinate by it, avoid it. You have to face it head on. I think it's something about, as well, as always, asking yourself those questions. Who doesn't love being curious? We love being curious about other people, about other things, whatever, but be curious about yourself. Ask yourself those questions. What is the defense mechanism? What is the pattern that is being created? Is this mechanism serving me anymore? Why and when did it get put in place? When you're asking yourself those questions as well, it's asking, if it doesn't serve me anymore, why is that? Why don't they serve you? Is it because, you're not in that, whatever situation it is? Is it because you want to grow and learn about yourself a bit more and learn other ways to manage certain feelings and certain things? Is it because you feel like it's something where you're hurting yourself as well as others when you're trying to defend yourself, especially if it's not a very healthy defense mechanism? And also then lastly, what are you trying to protect yourself from, or what was you trying to protect yourself from at that stage when the defense mechanism was in place? Is it rejection? Is it hurt? Is it judgment? Is it fear? Is it jealousy? What is it? Ask yourself those questions. And we can learn and grow. Girlies, I want to emphasize the fact that I, myself, haven't unpicked and unpacked all that. And I'm also learning, okay, what is this defense mechanism and why is it there? The questions I'm asking yourself. The questions that I'm asking you to ask yourself is also something that I know I need to ask myself. And I'm beginning to learn about myself in that way as well. And so we can do it together and hold hands to do that too. And yeah. Okay, girlies. So we have come to the end of the episode. If you haven't already, please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. Give us a follow on Instagram on the notes2her.pod page, and also myself, Rianne Walker, but instead of the E in Walker, it's an X. And yeah, I think that's everything. So I'll see you girlies in the next episode. Loves ya.